Since the first classic episodes, which was shot in 1952, people from all over the world have fallen in love with the Honeymooners, and they've continued that love affair every single day since.
The Honeymooners holds a dear place in the hearts of many for its pure comedy. Performed live when it first aired, every episode felt unique and unpredictable. However, they somehow crossed a line, and by September 1956, CBS was already considering canceling the show. But before the network could make that move, Jackie Gleason made the decision himself and pulled the plug. However, there are 3 episodes of the show that are still banned today. Join us in this video as we relive the Honeymooners experience, explore the magic of each episode, and find out why they are still banned. The Honeymooners. The Honeymooners was a groundbreaking sitcom that captured the hearts of audiences in the 1950s. Yet, despite its popularity, its run was surprisingly short. From its rapid rise as a fan favorite to its abrupt end, the story behind its cancellation is more complex than many realize. The show actually began as a short comedy sketch on Jackie Gleason's variety program, Cavalcade of Stars, in 1951. The sketches quickly became a hit with viewers, earning a regular spot on The Jackie Gleason Show. Thanks to its growing success, The Honeymooners was eventually developed into a full series.
The Honeymooners, starring Jackie Gleason, is the granddaddy of all TV sitcoms. And you can see it every weekend right here following Pix 11 News at 10, as you know.
Officially premiering on CBS on October 1st, 1955. The show stood out for its honest portrayal of working-class life. At its center was a married couple who argued constantly, but underneath it all, deeply cared for each other. Jackie Gleason had become the host of Cavalcade of Stars in July 1950, airing on the then-struggling Dumont television network. After his first year, he teamed up with writers Harry Crane and Joe Bigelow to create a new comedy sketch, one that would soon evolve into television history. The idea for the show came from real-life situations that many couples could relate to. It told the story of a struggling husband and wife living in Brooklyn, drawing inspiration from the popular radio show The Bickersons, which also centered on a constantly arguing married couple. Gleason wanted to present an honest picture of lower-income families, their daily struggles, their arguments, and the quiet moments of love that still held everything together. Before settling on The Honeymooners, the writers considered several titles, including The Beast, The Lovers, and The Couple Next Door. Gleason took on the lead role as Ralph Cramden, a loud, hot-tempered bus driver. Opposite him, veteran comedy actress Pert Kelton played his wife Alice, a sharp-witted and long-suffering partner who could hold her own in any argument. The first Honeymooners sketch aired on October 5, 1951, as a short, 6-minute segment. In that early version, Art Carney appeared as a police officer who was accidentally hit by something Ralph threw out the window. These early sketches had a noticeably darker tone than the episodes that followed. Ralph often showed deep frustration with his marriage, while Alice, as played by Kelton, came across as equally bitter and combative. The financial struggles of Ralph and Alice mirrored Gleason's own childhood in Brooklyn. He even made sure the apartment set closely resembled the one he grew up in, adding a layer of realism that audiences could feel. Like many working-class couples, the Cramdens were constantly struggling financially. Interestingly, the topic of having children was seldom explored. That was a deliberate choice by Gleason. There was one exception. Ralph and Alice once legally adopted a baby girl named Ralphina. But the storyline took an emotional turn when the child's biological mother later asked for her back. In another sketch, Ralph mistakenly believed Alice was pregnant, all because of a simple misunderstanding, adding to the show's mix of humor and tension. As the sketches evolved, new characters were introduced. Ed and Trixie Norton became the Cramdens' upstairs neighbors. Ed, who worked in the sewers, was Ralph's best friend. However, his carefree and somewhat naive personality often clashed with Ralph's hot temper, leading to frequent arguments. But what exactly made the show explode into national fame? How did The Honeymooners catch so much attention that it even got dismissed? Keep watching to find out. How The Honeymooners won the nation's heart. Trixie, Ed's wife, was first played by Elaine Stritch, who portrayed her as a burlesque dancer. She was later replaced by Joyce Randolph, whose version of Trixie had a more traditional and grounded personality. Much like Alice balanced Ralph, Trixie served as a steady counterpoint to Ed, though she didn't appear in every scene. Gleason also created a range of memorable supporting characters, and together with the Honeymooners sketches, they helped turn Cavalcade of Stars into a major success for the Dumont network. The show's audience grew rapidly, with its viewership share jumping from 9% to 25%. Gleason's popularity soared, making him one of the network's biggest stars. But despite this success, Dumont was struggling financially. Between July and October of 1953, the network went through multiple rounds of layoffs, 10 in total, as it tried to stay afloat. When Jackie Gleason's contract with the Dumont network ended in the summer of 1952, the network simply couldn't afford to renew it. That pushed him to make a major move. He signed with CBS, where he continued developing The Honeymooners into a full-length television series. The Honeymooners quickly became a massive hit, ranking as the second most popular show in the United States during its original run. Audiences connected deeply with its portrayal of a working-class couple trying to navigate everyday life. It was one of the first sitcoms to turn ordinary struggles into comedy, and that relatability made it stand out. The show's iconic catchphrases like "Bang," "Zoom," "To the moon," "Alice" became part of everyday language, cementing its place in pop culture. Most of the story takes place inside Ralph and Alice Cramden's small, modest two-room apartment, a setting that perfectly reflects their working-class reality. Other familiar locations include the Gotham Bus Company depot, where Ralph works, the Raccoon Lodge, where he and Ed Norton spend time, a local pool hall, and even a park bench where the two friends often meet for lunch. The Nortons' apartment appears from time to time, and interestingly, it's always noticeably better furnished than the Cramdens' home.
Was famous as a sewer cleaner for many years, absolutely hilarious on The Honeymooners. A superb mimic and actor. Right now he's at the Eugene O'Neill Theater in New York in The Prisoner of 2nd Avenue.
Many episodes begin with Alice at home, waiting for Ralph to return from work, setting the stage for the day's conflict or comedy. While the show mainly focuses on Ralph and Ed, Alice plays a central role in grounding the story. Trixie, on the other hand, appears less frequently and isn't featured in every episode. Each episode of The Honeymooners tells its own complete story, with no need to follow a continuous plot from one episode to the next. The show leans on classic sitcom themes like jealousy, misunderstandings, and get-rich-quick schemes. There were only a few moments when a storyline stretched across multiple episodes. One example is when Ralph is sent to see a psychiatrist after complaints about his impatience at work. Another involves Aunt Ethel's visit, where Ralph comes up with the ridiculous idea of setting her up with the neighborhood butcher. At the heart of it all, Ralph is just an ordinary man trying to better his life, but his own flaws often get in the way. He and Ed constantly come up with new ways to make quick money, but their plans never seem to work out. Did these shows ever offend viewers? Or was it the obscene language? What really warranted the cancellation? Let's see. 3 Honeymooners episodes that are still banned today. When things go wrong, Ralph is quick to blame others, at least at first. But eventually, someone points out his mistakes, and his anger gives way to regret. That's usually when he softens and apologizes. Many of those apologies to Alice follow a familiar pattern. "Baby, you're the greatest. I love you, sweetheart. Honest, I do. You're the greatest." It's often followed by a hug and a kiss, a reminder that, despite his temper, he truly loves her. Ralph's short fuse is a big part of the show's humor. He's known for shouting, making dramatic threats, and exaggerating his reactions, usually directed at Alice. Some of his most famous lines include, "One of these days, pal, right in the kisser," and "Bang! Zoom! To the moon, Alice! Oh, you're gonna get yours?" Lines like these later drew criticism, with some viewers arguing that the show made light of domestic violence. However, Ralph never actually follows through on his threats, and just as importantly, Alice never appears afraid of him. She stands her ground every time, showing that their relationship is built on mutual love, resilience, and understanding. Critics argued that joking about threats within a marriage was insensitive, as it could be seen as making light of serious issues like domestic violence. Some viewers also felt that Ralph's constant shouting and frustration risked normalizing aggressive behavior. Because of this, that part of the show remains controversial, with some audiences uncomfortable about how those moments were played for laughs. And yet, despite these concerns, the show remained widely loved. In fact, the people around Ralph, including Alice, Ed, and Trixie, often turned the tables on him by joking about his weight, which became a running gag throughout the series. The classic 39 episodes of The Honeymooners don't follow a continuous storyline. Each episode stands on its own, meaning big events in one episode rarely carry over into the next. For example, in TV or not TV, Ralph and Norton buy a television to share, but by the next episode, it's completely gone. In The Babysitter, the Cramdens get a telephone, yet it disappears just as quickly. In A Dog's Life, Alice adopts a dog that Ralph initially tries to get rid of, only to grow attached to it in the end, but by the following episode, the dog is nowhere to be seen and is never mentioned again. Once Ralph gets a look at that little face, he's got to fall in love with it. Well, I hope so. Even though most episodes are self-contained, there are occasional callbacks. Some of Ralph's wild, over-the-top schemes are referenced in later episodes. In Oh My Aching Back, Norton's sleepwalking is brought up again, linking back to an earlier episode titled The Sleepwalker. It wasn't until the 1967 Trip to Europe episodes that the show finally introduced a more continuous storyline. By 1967, the Trip to Europe episodes introduced something new, an ongoing storyline. It was a rare shift from the show's usual format of self-contained episodes. Many viewers connected with its honest portrayal of everyday life, especially the financial struggles and daily frustrations that Ralph and Alice faced. Their arguments may have been loud and dramatic, but there was always an underlying sense of love between them. For many, their relationship reflected real-life marriages, imperfect, sometimes tense, but ultimately grounded in care and commitment. That balance between humor and reality is what helped the show maintain such a loyal and lasting audience. Audiences appreciated how the show portrayed working-class life, even though some elements were exaggerated for comedic effect. What was it like creating the show? What challenges did the creators face? Let's see. Making The Honeymooners. Behind the scenes, however, creating the show came with its own challenges. Jackie Gleason, who played Ralph, was known for his strong personality and perfectionist approach to acting. He expected every scene to be performed exactly the way he envisioned it, which sometimes created set pressure. His commitment to maintaining high standards played a major role in the show's success, but it also made working conditions demanding for those around him. The fast-paced nature of television production meant long rehearsal hours for the cast, adding to the overall strain. Audrey Meadows, who played Alice, was especially notable for matching Gleason's energy on screen. This carried into their working relationship, where she was able to stand her ground in ways few others could.
Through Reruns, a beloved part of the Pix 11 family. We're talking about Alice from The Honeymooners, actress Joyce Randolph.
Their dynamic made their performances more engaging and believable. Although there were occasional rumors of disagreements between them, they remained professional and worked together effectively. Their chemistry helped create one of television's most memorable on-screen couples, adding depth to the humor and making the characters feel more relatable. Alice, I'm miserable without you. Please, come back to me. I apologize for everything I said. I even apologize to your mother. I know she doesn't mean the things she says. Alice, it's just her nature. The demands of filming took a toll on everyone involved. Actors had to memorize lines, perform repeatedly, and keep up with the intense schedule required to produce a live or near-live television show. Scripts had to be written quickly, and performances delivered under tight deadlines, which added even more pressure to the production process. Every episode needed to meet high expectations, meaning every detail had to be carefully refined before filming could begin. Gleason's perfectionism often made things more intense, as he refused to settle for anything less than his vision. While this approach contributed to a polished final product, it also made the behind-the-scenes environment more demanding for the cast and crew. Despite the challenges during filming and the ongoing criticism of certain aspects of its humor, the show remained a classic. Fans continued to appreciate how it captured both the struggles and the joys of everyday life. Even though debates about some elements still exist today, their influence on television is undeniable. The performances, writing, and comedic timing helped it stand out from other shows of its time. The Honeymooners ended after just one season, with its final episode airing on September 22, 1956. The series concluded early due to declining ratings and Jackie Gleason's decision to move on to other projects. Despite its short run, the 39 episodes produced, now known as the Classic 39, have developed a loyal and lasting following. The show originally attracted a large audience and continues to be remembered as one of television's most iconic sitcoms. At its peak, the show ranked as the second most popular program in the United States. However, as the season progressed, ratings began to decline. Combined with Jackie Gleason's interest in exploring new opportunities, this ultimately led to the decision to cancel the series. Gleason was a talented entertainer who wanted to expand into other creative areas, rather than remain tied to a single project. Even though the show was short-lived, it left a lasting mark on television and continues to be widely appreciated by audiences. What are the real impacts of the Honeymooners on television comedy today? Let's see. Outliving its time. How the Honeymooners set the pace. The Honeymooners played a significant role in shaping television comedy. It helped lay the foundation for many sitcoms that followed, including Married with Children and The King of Queens. The show stood out for portraying the struggles of working-class families in a way that was both relatable and humorous. This approach influenced many later series that focused on the everyday lives of ordinary people. By blending blue-collar realities with comedy and heart, The Honeymooners helped define what the modern sitcom would become. Its ability to capture real-life situations in a way that resonated with viewers is a big part of why it stood out. The chemistry between the main characters, especially Ralph and Alice Cramden, was central to its success. Their interactions, along with those of their friends Ed and Trixie Norton, added depth to the comedy and made the show feel more authentic. Many of the show's jokes and memorable catchphrases are still referenced in other media today, showing just how enduring its impact has been. Deeply, The Honeymooners has had a lasting influence on popular culture. Even though it originally aired for only one season in its full form, its legacy continued through later adaptations. Jackie Gleason revived the characters in various versions of The Jackie Gleason Show, introducing them to new audiences and keeping their spirit alive. The impact of the show goes far beyond its influence on other television programs. It helped shape the way sitcoms portray family life, highlighting both the struggles and the humor found in everyday challenges. Its blend of comedy and drama gave it a sense of realism that many later sitcoms have tried to recreate. The influence of The Honeymooners can still be seen in how modern comedies develop their characters and storylines. Its approach to storytelling helped define elements that are now standard in television sitcoms. Its continued popularity is also reflected in reruns and in references across movies, TV shows, and other forms of entertainment. The humor, characters, and storylines remain relatable, allowing new generations of viewers to enjoy the series. The relationship between Ralph and Alice Cramden, as well as the friendship between Ralph and Ed Norton, continues to resonate with audiences. The show's honest depiction of working-class life gives it a timeless quality, ensuring its place as an important part of television history. By balancing humor with real-life challenges, The Honeymooners stood out from other sitcoms of its era and secured its reputation as a groundbreaking series. The recognition the show received further highlights its importance. Art Carney, who played Ed Norton, won 5 Emmy Awards for his performance, 2 for appearances on The Jackie Gleason Show, 1 for The Honeymooners, and 2 more for later versions of The Jackie Gleason Show. His portrayal of the quirky, lovable sewer worker was widely praised and secured his place in television history. Both Jackie Gleason and Audrey Meadows were also recognized for their work. Gleason was nominated in 1956 for Best Actor in a Continuing Performance, but lost to Phil Silvers. Meadows received a nomination for Best Supporting Actress in 1956, though she lost to Nanette Fabray. She had also earned nominations in 1954 and 1957 for her role as Alice Cramden. These awards and nominations reflect both the lasting impact of The Honeymooners and the exceptional talent of its cast.
You won the Lifetime Achievement in Comedy Award from the American Comedy Awards, right?
The performances brought the characters to life in a way that made the show truly memorable for audiences. After the show ended, what became of the show? What became of the memories the show created? Keep watching to find out. The Honeymooners was never really canceled. The Honeymooners reached its greatest level of fame through the transfer of rights, continuing to air regularly long after its original cancellation. As of 2026, the show has been broadcast for decades, especially in New York City, where it became a long-standing television tradition. One of its most notable traditions is its annual Thanksgiving broadcast, often followed by March of the Wooden Soldiers. It also features a popular marathon that begins on the final hour of New Year's Eve and continues into New Year's Day. Internationally, the show found audiences far beyond the United States. It originally aired in the United Kingdom on ITV from 1958 to 1963, and later on BBC Two between 1989 and 1991, where most of the original episodes were shown. Over the years, it has also been broadcast in countries such as Australia, Iran, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Ireland, and Suriname. In more recent years, the show has appeared on networks like WGN America and MeTV, returning to MeTV in 2012, where it continues to air on Sunday nights. Reruns are also featured on Catchy Comedy, helping introduce the series to new generations of viewers. In 1984, the Museum of Television and Radio announced the discovery of 4 original Honeymooners sketches from The Jackie Gleason Show, which generated strong excitement among fans. The following year, Jackie Gleason revealed that more lost episodes would be released from his personal archive. These so-called lost episodes were actually kinescopes, early television recordings from broadcasts between 1952 to 1955 and 1956 to 1957. Unfortunately, because they hadn't been stored properly, parts of the audio in some episodes were damaged. To restore them, certain sections had to be re-recorded. Gleason personally approved the process, with voice actor Joe Alaskey stepping in to recreate Ralph Cramden's lines where needed. Jackie Gleason eventually sold the broadcast rights to the lost Honeymooners episodes to Viacom. These episodes were first aired between 1985 and 1986 as a collection of 68 half-hour installments on the Showtime cable network. Over time, they were added to the original 39 episodes in syndication and later released on VHS and DVD. In September 2004, another lost episode was discovered at the Peabody Awards archives in Georgia. Titled Love Letter, the episode originally aired on The Jackie Gleason Show on October 16, 1954. It was broadcast again exactly 50 years later in 2004 on TV Land. Today, CBS Media Ventures, through CBS Broadcasting, owns the rights to the classic 39 episodes, while the Gleason estate retains ownership of the lost episodes. Home releases have also played a big role in preserving the show's legacy. In November 2003, Paramount Home Entertainment and CBS DVD released a 6-disc box set titled The Honeymooners, Classic 39 Episodes. This collection includes all 39 episodes from the original 1955 to 56 run, along with bonus features such as a 1990 anniversary special hosted by Audrey Meadows and original sponsor segments that were removed in syndication. Earlier, MPI Home Video released 80 of the lost episodes on DVD between 2001 and 2002, spread across 24 individual discs. These were later repackaged into 6 box sets before production stopped in 2008. However, after renewing its agreement with Jackie Gleason Enterprises, MPI resumed releasing updated editions and additional Honeymooners content not owned by CBS. In 2011, MPI announced a fully restored collection of all existing lost episodes from 1951 to 1957. This extensive 50-hour set, spread across 15 DVDs, includes 107 sketches, rare Dumont Network recordings, previously unreleased material, and the musical Trip to Europe episodes from 1957. Released on October 4, 2011, the collection stands as one of the most complete archives of the Honeymooners, preserving its history for both longtime fans and new audiences alike. In June 2006, MPI Home Video released The Color Honeymooners, Collection 1, available in both NTSC and PAL format. This collection featured the Trip to Europe storyline as it appeared on the Jackie Gleason show in 1966. Following its success, 3 additional volumes were released, each containing more episodes from that same story arc. The Color Honeymooners episodes have also been broadcast on American Life TV Network through licensing agreements with Jackie Gleason Enterprises and Paul Brownstein Productions. More recently, in May 2022, MPI Home Video released Jackie Gleason TV Treasures. This collection includes 3 previously unreleased Honeymooners sketches from the early 1960s, along with the 1966 musical remake of The Honeymooners: The Adoption episode. It also features 7 color Honeymooners sketches that had not been included in earlier collections, offering fans even more rare and restored material from the show's extended legacy. But what happened to the stars after the show ended? Let's see. The people who made magic. Jackie Gleason, best known for playing Ralph Cramden, continued to build a strong career in television and film after The Honeymooners. He went on to star in and produce The Jackie Gleason Show, which remained popular throughout the 1960s. His success extended beyond television as he made a significant mark in film, with notable roles in The Hustler in 1961 and Smokey and the Bandit, 1977, where he delivered a memorable performance as Minnesota Fats. Jackie Gleason's performance in The Hustler was widely praised, showcasing his range beyond comedy. This role helped establish him as a serious dramatic actor as well. Gleason's career spanned decades, and he remained a major figure in the entertainment industry.
At his height, he was the most watched man on television, and since television never dies but goes into endless reruns,
his ability to connect with audiences across different types of performances made him a beloved personality throughout his life. He continued working until his passing on June 24, 1987. Audrey Meadows, who portrayed Alice Cramden, also went on to continue her career in television and film after The Honeymooners. She appeared in several TV series and movies, taking on guest roles in popular shows such as Too Close for Comfort and The Love Boat. Her work wasn't limited to acting alone. Meadows was also known for making smart financial decisions. She negotiated a contract that included residual payments from reruns of The Honeymooners, a rare arrangement for actors at the time. This gave her long-term financial security and made her one of the few performers of that era to benefit significantly from television syndication. Meadows remained active in the entertainment industry for many years, continuing to make appearances and stay connected with her audience. Beyond her acting talent, she had a strong understanding of the business side of television. She passed away on February 3, 1996, but her contributions to television and her role in shaping one of its most iconic characters continue to be remembered. Art Carney left a lasting influence on television. After his time on The Honeymooners, he went on to build a successful career in both film and television. He demonstrated his versatility by taking on a wide range of roles, most notably winning an Academy Award for Best Actor for Harry and Tonto in 1974. His performance in that film was widely praised for its depth and emotional range, proving that he was far more than just a comedic actor. Carney also continued to appear in popular television programs such as The Twilight Zone and The Love Boat. His career spanned several decades, allowing him to remain relevant across different eras of entertainment. Whether in comedy or drama, Carney had a unique ability to make his characters feel genuine and relatable.
As that all-American bus driver would say, you remember him, Ralph Cramden, also known as Jackie Gleason.
His work influenced many actors, helping to demonstrate that comedians could successfully transition into serious roles. Carney passed away on November 9, 2003, but his legacy lives on through his unforgettable performances. Joyce Randolph, who played Trixie Norton, also continued acting after The Honeymooners ended. While she found it challenging to move beyond her most famous role, she still took part in theater productions and made occasional television appearances when opportunities arose. Although she did not achieve the same level of fame as some of her co-stars, her portrayal of Trixie Norton remains an important part of television history. Her character contributed significantly to the charm and balance of the show, helping to make The Honeymooners memorable for audiences. Over the years, Randolph received recognition for her contributions to entertainment, and her role in shaping early television comedy has been acknowledged by many. Despite the challenges she faced, her performance as Trixie Norton continues to stand out as a key part of what made the series so special. In 1959, TV Guide reported that Jackie Gleason was interested in producing new Honeymooners episodes. Although nothing materialized immediately, he later reunited with Art Carney to revive a classic scene for a CBS special in October 1960 titled The Big Sell. After the failure of his 1961 game show, You're in the Picture, and the modest success of a short-lived talk show that replaced it, Gleason returned to his variety roots in 1962 with Jackie Gleason and his American Scene magazine.
When the Great One broadcast his American Scene magazine from the Miami Beach Auditorium.
As part of this revival, Honeymooners sketches made a comeback whenever Carney was available. However, there were some casting changes. Audrey Meadows and Joyce Randolph were temporarily replaced by Sue Aney Langdon and Patricia Wilson for a couple of sketches. What do you think about the episodes of The Honeymooners that are still banned today? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us as we relived that magic The Honeymooners brought to our screens. We hope you found this video both reminiscing and interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video on your screen to explore more interesting facts. See you there.